guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I have got an original book tag for you all. I'm really excited about this. I've been thinking about doing a book tag of my own for a while and I've kind of been batting a few ideas around, and yesterday my husband and I centred around the cocktail book tag. So it's the summer. Lots of people are either going on holiday or going into town and having drinks, and cocktails are the perfect thing to drink during the summer, but they're also the perfect thing to drink throughout the year. And I'm obviously not promoting excessive alcohol consumption, but you know, non-alcoholic cocktails are just as nice. So I thought I would create a book tag based on cocktails. So I have 10 questions in the tag. We're going to go through the questions now and hopefully you enjoy this. So question number 1, start it off with a bang, is Sex on the Beach, a book that is steamy. And I'm going to go with, for that one, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. I kind of got back into a romance vibe very recently, but I haven't read anything yet that's like really steamy, whereas this is obviously a YA fantasy. This is the second book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and it is very, very steamy. There are some steamy scenes in the first book, but I don't really like who Favourite is with in the first book, so she's with somebody else in this one, and yeah, the scenes are very, very steamy. Sarah J Maas knows how to write a good steamy scene. Question number 2 is Bloody Mary, a book with a killer twist. And for that one I'm going to go with Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I read this last year, absolutely loved it, and there are some twists towards the end of this where kind of you're getting to see exactly what happens with the characters that are very, very well done and that I didn't see coming and that I thought were, yeah, just excellent to read about, so would highly recommend this one. Question number 3 is Pina Colada, a book with a tropical or exotic setting. And for this one I'm going to talk about Shantaram, and this is by Gregory David Roberts. This is his memoir and it is set mostly in India, which obviously, well, to me anyway, is a exotic tropical setting, probably more exotic than tropical, but this is about his life. He escapes from a prison, I believe in Australia, and then heads to India, and it's about his experiences in India and all of the different things that he gets up to. It is really, really big, but it's well worth the read. I really enjoyed it. Question number 4 is Cosmopolitan, a book with a sophisticated character. And for that one I'm going to talk about Jane from the book Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. She's not sophisticated in the sense that, you know, she doesn't come from the upper classes or anything like that, but she has class. So she goes about things in the way that she thinks best. She has very high morals and very high expectations of herself and other people, and she's just wonderful to read about. You know, there are points in this book where she could have made a very different decision for a different set of reasons, but she chooses not to, just because of her morals basically, and that makes her a sophisticated character for me. Question number 5 is A Manhattan, a book that left a bad taste in your mouth. And this is a bit of a weird one. I was thinking about a book that I didn't like very much, but then I decided to go with This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. And the reason I've chosen this is because this really made me think about the state of the NHS after I read it, and about the treatment of staff in the NHS and how they're relying mostly on the goodwill and the guilt of their doctors and nurses and other staff members towards their patients in order to keep it running, and that really left a bad taste in my mouth. It's an absolutely fantastic book and I would definitely recommend it, but yeah, it does make you think about, you know, the state of the NHS in the UK. Question number 6 is a Frozen Strawberry Daiquiri, a book to chill out to. And for that I'm going to go with The Selection by Kira Cass. This is a very quick read. It's a YA dystopian, the start of a series. So this is book 1 in the series, where there are different classes of people, but there are I think 8 classes rather than, you know, like 3 that there are or were in reality. And this follows some people getting picked for something called the selection, which is where the prince chooses who's going to be his bride. Really quick to read. You will just, yeah, chill out and relax reading it. I just think it's the perfect thing to pick up if you are feeling stressed. Question number 7 is an Espresso Martini, a book you read late into the night. And for that one, I'm going to go with Slumdog Millionaire by Vikas Swarup. This is called something else, but this is the film tie-in version. I can't remember what it's actually called. But I just remember being absolutely fascinated with this book, and just, I couldn't put it down basically. It's one of those books where you start it and you just can't put it down, you have to finish it, you have to find out what happened, and that's one of these books, so it's definitely one that kept me up. Question number 8 is Cuba Libre, a favourite modern classic. And for that I'm going to go with To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This is of course all about Atticus Finch, and he is representing a black man named, I can't remember his name now, but he's representing a black man who's charged with raping a white girl. And this is told from Scout's perspective, and Scout is his daughter, so it's told through her eyes, and the naivety of that kind of style of narrator works really well in here, and she's just such a great writer, or was a great writer, and I absolutely love this. Question number 9 is to suggest your own cocktail and then make up an appropriate question for it. So for example, I'm going to say Bucks Fizz, and then my question's going to be a book that mixes genres, so obviously because you've got the champagne and the orange juice. And for that one I'm going to talk about The Trouble with Goats and Sheep, and this is by Joanna Cannon. When I first picked this up I thought it was going to be a bit of a thriller, but I would say it's part thriller, part mystery, part literary fiction, part kind of coming of age story. Yeah, and it just does all of those things really well, set against the backdrop of the 1970s in Britain, and it's told from the perspective of is it a 12-year-old, or they're 10-year-olds, Grace and Tilly, and again you've got that kind of like naive, idealistic kind of viewpoint, and it's just, yeah, done so well. And then question number 10 is who do you tag? So I'm going to tag a load of people down below, and then when I get onto Twitter, when I put this video up, I will make sure that I tag people on Twitter as well. So I want loads of you to do this. So even if I don't tag you down below and you're watching this, you have a channel or you have a blog, please make sure that you do it. I tag you. Yeah, hopefully you really enjoyed this, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.